Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. In today's video, I am back with another what's releasing this month, this time for September. I thought I'd do it this month because, man, we have a lot of releases coming up. Mooncat is releasing a new collection. We have some of the usuals, like, of course, we already had Polish Pickup. We have Hella Handmade Creations coming up. Then we had a whole bunch of other releases coming up, and as you can see from my wish list spreadsheets, I have a long list for a number of these. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these are not really easily accessible as far as images go, but I will tell you where to find the shops and all of that, and then of course go over what is on my wish list. We'll also do my wish list for Hella Handmade Creations, and even though on my spreadsheet I only show one, Cracked Polish is actually releasing 2 polishes for that month, and I do have more on my wish list. So let's dive right in. First up today, releasing today, the 13th, is Arcana Lacquer's newest collection called Revel Grove. This is going to be a 5-piece collection, and I do have at least one of these on my wish list. That is Crown of Wildflowers right here, which is a magnetic. But as you can see, there are 5 different colors available. It looks like we have 1 magnetic and the rest are shimmers. For Prugly lovers, there is also Mossy Rooftops, which is an interesting shade of green that has this reddish glow to it, probably a shifting shimmer. And then a couple of shades of purple. The other one that is potentially on my wish list is Night Fight. That is a really beautiful shade of this sort of well, actually it's described as a sheer brown, but what I'm seeing on the nails is sort of this rusty red, and I do see that soft brown base there on this nail down here. And then of course it has a beautiful pinky orange to yellow larger particled shimmer in it. So this is another one that is very, very beautiful and of course perfect for the fall season. So I might have to grab that one. I still have yet to shop Arcana's collections yet, even though I have had some on my wish lists prior. But yeah, this one might have to make it to my official wish list. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other one, Crown of Wildflowers, that is on my wish list. This one again is a magnetic. This one is a holographic magnetic polish with a magenta jelly base and violet aurora shimmer. So this one I thought was just really cute. I like the holographic magnetic particles. Other magnetics that have that particle, that magnetic hollow, I've really enjoyed. So I'm curious about this one. I don't think I have a color like this in my collection. This is interesting. So I haven't seen this kind of a picture before. In this swatch picture, the swatcher is actually showing 4 different ways of wearing the polish. So from left to right, we have the cat's eye. That's the typical way that you see magnetics presented. Then on the middle finger, you have the velvet effect, which has been my current favorite way of wearing magnetic polishes. Then on the ring finger, the swatcher used a circle magnet, and then on the pinky, it is unmagnetized. Now, there's other ways of doing magnetic polishes as well. If you watch The Polished Mage, she often uses a ring magnet. That will basically give you the cat's eye, but in reverse. So instead of having the cat's eye effect in the middle, it sort of pushes the magnetic particles out, and then you would end up with this darker pink in the middle. So if you want to see that effect, check out any of the videos that feature magnetic polishes on the Polished Mage's channel, and she'll show that off. But yeah, that's a 4th way of magnetizing a magnetic polish. But that one was Crown of Wildflowers. So that was the Revel Grove collection from Arcana Lacquer. Another thing that I did want to mention, not polish related, but it did come out this month, and I thought it was a really fun collection, perfect for the fall season, is Fantasy Cosmetica. They just released this month a collaboration between them and Makeup Just for Fun, which is a YouTube channel that I've been watching for a number of years, and they released this beautiful collection that includes a stunning eyeshadow palette, 5 tinted lip balms, and a candle, which is pretty unusual to have in a makeup collection. But yeah, I actually just got this entire collection because as a fall fan, I love the colors, and yeah, absolutely beautiful. So just thought I would mention that in passing. All right, also releasing today, the 13th, Moonshine Manny has a new collection coming out that is vintage goth. They're also releasing another Project Dupe It, which is Not My Gumdrop Buttons. This one is a dupe of OPI's Ginger Bells. This one is actually beautiful. It is described as a gingerbread brown cream with red orange undertones. So this one is such a beautiful color, perfect for fall. I mean, it's a perfect gingerbread color. Also, I love the name. If I'm not mistaken, that is Shrek inspired by Little Gingy. But yeah, beautiful color here. It does have that sort of not quite a yellow undertone, but maybe more of like an orange undertone. It is a really beautiful color in a cream. And great price too. So that is something that should have on my wish list actually. Then there are 5 polishes in the Vintage Goth collection. We have Dracula, which is a red jelly base with that holographic particle. We have House on Haunted Hill, which is a purple in that same formula. Frankenstein, which is a green, a very dark green. Nosferatu, which is possibly a black, I think. Yeah, a black jelly with holographic flakes. So maybe those others are also holographic flakes. I couldn't quite tell from the picture, but yeah, those seem to be holographic flakes. And then last but not least, we have Rosemary's Baby, which is a blue jelly, again with those holographic flakes. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get any of those necessarily. Maybe Dracula. I mean, that is right up my alley as far as a color goes, and I do really like those holographic particles in here. But so far, I just have Gingy on my wish list. Maybe Dracula too. Maybe not my gumdrop buttons and Dracula. But if you're interested in the entire Vintage Goth collection, you can get it at a discount here for $40 for all 5 polishes, which is a great price. Also releasing today on the 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is Drunk Fairy's newest collection, and I have at least a couple polishes on my wish list from this release. So I saw a few of these being mixed on either Facebook or possibly Instagram, and these look stunning. So we have After Midnight, which is a thermal, Cosmic Love, which is a shimmer, Crystal Galaxy, which is a flaky with maybe reflective glitter. We have a glow in the dark called Glowing Crystal Galaxy, another thermal called Halcyon Dreams, another thermal called Haunted, another thermal called Joyride, yet another thermal called Missy, lots of thermals here, another thermal called Parkour, a rose gold topper called Rose Gold, Rum Raisin, and then another thermal called Sour Grapes, and yet another thermal called Tilted. So holy cow, this is a very thermal heavy collection. The ones that are on my wish list, though, are not that many thermals. I don't think I have any thermals on my wish list, but let's just double check. Nope, I only have 2 on my official wish list, but actually now that I'm looking at it, I probably should add Haunted. But the 2 that were on my wish list is Cosmic Love. This one is a deep navy blue jelly with hollow flakes and a bright aurora shimmer that goes from pink to peach to gold to green on top. So this is one that I did see being mixed, and the shimmers in this are so gorgeous. It's also a very nice shade of blue. I wouldn't necessarily call it navy, but maybe the actual base is navy, but when it's mixed in with that shimmer that has a pink flash to it, it tends to lighten up the color. But such a pretty color, very pretty in that shimmer sparkle. You're seeing a lot of different colors. So yeah, that one is on my wish list. Oh, here's a video of it in action. So yeah, I can see all of the larger particles sort of shimmering and glimmering on the nail. And yeah, the mixing video on this was spectacular. There's actually 2 live videos here. That one's showing that green and gold in that shimmer. Very pretty. So that one was Cosmic Love. The other one was Rum Raisin. This one is another that I saw being mixed, and holy moly, this is beautiful. This is described as an indigo blue jelly base with an orange to gold shimmer with scattered hollow. This is a Pun King sibling. Now, I'm not familiar with that polish, but this one is incredible. Again, I wouldn't necessarily, by looking at the polish, be able to tell that this was an indigo base. I'm more seeing like a blackened base that all of that orange to gold shimmer is really popping off of, but wow, is this beautiful. Here in this image, I would almost say that it's more of like a purple, but what I love about this is in that first image, it kind of comes off as this warm purple leaning brown, and then you do have that orange to gold glimmer in that shimmer, plus the scattered hollow is incredible in this one. So I love that this is looking like it's going to be very, very shifty. Oh yeah, here we go. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is a must grab from this collection. This is insanely beautiful. So here it looks much more purple. In this image, it looks more brown. So like I said, this is going to be super duper shifty. I think this is absolutely stunning. And here again, it's looking more brown. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous. That is a must grab. That was Rum Raisin. But like I said, looking at this collection all spread out, I'm probably going to end up with more on my wish list, and Sour Grapes would be one of them, except I do have a thermal that goes from yellow to purple from Fancy Gloss, so I don't think I need this, but it is very pretty. So if you don't already have a yellow to purple thermal, and this is a tri-thermal, this one is Sour Grapes. It's described as cold, wait, what? Cold is army green, medium is green, and the warm state is fluorescent green. What? Why am I seeing purple? Oh, it's because it has a shimmer that is purple. Okay, hang on. Hang on. I'm definitely seeing purple as that cold state, but maybe that's just how blazingly bright that purple Aurora shimmer is. Because wow, if that's actually army green with a purple shimmer, that would be different than what I already have. And that is indeed not yellow. That is bright fluorescent green. So, okay, well, maybe Sour Grapes is going to have to go on my wish list because that is different than I thought it was. Wow. And also technically the one that I have from Fancy Gloss is a cream, so it doesn't have any of this particle. So maybe that's one of the bigger differences is I have a purple to yellow cream thermal, whereas this one is a green to green to green with a purple shimmer in it. Okay, well that settles it. Sour Grapes is on my wish list. Oh my goodness. Well, you guys saw that in live time. But yeah, that is unusual. So that was Sour Grapes going on my wish list. Wow, very unusual. Okay, what else was I eyeing as we were looking through this? Joyride actually is very, very pretty. Let's just take a peek at this one. This is another tri-thermal. This one shifts from a cold state that is dark eggplant, the medium is red violet, and the warm state is baby blue. It has a fine particle Aurora shimmer on top that goes from emerald green to blue to violet. So they're actually creating some really beautiful thermals here. I actually am in love with this image right here. That is really, really pretty. I might be in even more trouble than I thought with this month's releases. But this dark eggplant there on the end that merges into the red violet is so beautiful with that green shimmer. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Yeah, this is another one going on my wish list, you guys. This is incredible. Wow. All right, let's find that video if she's got one. If they have one here. Yeah. Let's take a peek. Holy moly. Love the pumpkin ice bath too. That is so cute. Oh yeah. Oh man. That is really, really pretty. Okay. Yeah, that's another thermal going on my wish list. That is just too beautiful. So yeah, that is Joyride going on my wish list. Doggone it. Going from 2 to 4 already. Let's see. What else? What other kind of trouble can we get into? Okay, this is the other one that had caught my eye. This one is called Haunted. This is another tri-thermal. So cold, this one is black. It goes to a medium gray, and then the warm state is a peach pink. It has irregular shaped Aurora Flaky that shifts from orange to red to gold to green, and 75 micron gold hollow reflective glitter. Ooh, pretty. Okay. Now, this one I will say, even though I love flakies and I do love reflective glitter, I didn't realize from that first image that this is a black to peach. I thought it was more like a brown to peach, although in this image here it does look sort of brown. So I wonder if that's going to sort of depend on lighting, skin tone, and all of that. Or maybe it's that flaky mix that is sort of lending this to looking like more like a brown instead of a black. Because yeah, here it looks like a brown as well. Okay. Okay, here it looks black. So I wonder if it depends on if you do 2 or 3 coats. because I am liking the brown. Brown has grown on me recently. So that is why this was catching my attention. And here it also looks brown. Let's find that live video. Here we go. So the peach shade, that pinky peach, is very bright actually. And yeah, here that does look black, but I think it's the flakies that are sort of making this feel like a fall brown. I think Haunted is going on my wish list as well. Okay, another thermal on my wish list. Okay, from 2 to 5, you guys, man. Okay, the other ones I think I'm okay not getting, but man, a lot of these are really surprising me when I go to look at them. So, I'm going to look at Crystal Galaxy here briefly. This is a topper. This has flakies that are in a clear base that go from purple to blue to red to gold and green at the extremes. It contains tiny silver, hollow, or reflective glitter. Wow, that's pretty too. So I do have a ton of toppers. I actually have been meaning to do comparisons of my toppers for quite some time, but this is very, very pretty. Here on one of the fingers, you can see it without that dark base. So you're still going to get to see a lot of that sort of purpley pink shift, which is very, very pretty. And that silver hollow reflective glitter is gorgeous. So, ooh, this is over that like chewed up grape bubblegum shade that I really, really like. Yikesies. Ooh, this is interesting. This is over a green shade. Wow. Okay, that's nifty. Ooh, and then this is it over that thermal, probably that green to green to green thermal. Wow, that is cool too. I think I'm going to hold off for the time being. I don't think Drunk Fairy gets rid of polishes like immediately, so I think I'm okay just holding off on that one. But man, I did grow my wish list on that one. But yeah, that was Drunk Fairy releasing at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next up, we have Hella Handmade Creations. This is a monthly collaboration box that goes on from the 14th of every month to the 21st. For this month's release, I have 6 polishes, or 6 items, I should say, on my wish list, 2 of which are duos. So that really amps up the dollar amount going out the door, because technically it's not just 6 items, it is 8 because of the duos. And there is a pair of earrings in here. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to get those necessarily, but I did have those on my wish list because they are beautiful and they're moons and stars. So yeah. Very, very pretty. But the first one is actually a restock or overstock release from Emily Damali. This is Titanium Druzy, and it is a magnetic. I have been on a magnetic kick for quite some time, and it continues in this month. So this one, I don't know why I don't have this one already, but this one is described as a teal, blue, purple, red multichrome with a gold magnetic effect. And maybe it was that gold magnetic effect that I didn't really like as much when I first saw it, but that right there is why that is on my wish list. It has all the different colors. In this particular image, you can see the purple, you can see the teal, you can see the fuchsia, and that gold. It is very, very pretty. Now, I will say if the gold, oh, here it is unmagnetized. Unmagnetized, it is beautiful as well. I will have to see about trying to decide if that gold magnetic pull is going to be a deal breaker, because gold is not my particular favorite, and I'm wondering if when I do the velvet effect, if that's going to just blaze in gold all over this color. I'll have to think about that. But that one was Emily Damali's Titanium Druzy in the overstock. A couple of details about it. It is in a 12 ml bottle, and I don't think it lists caps when it's in the overstock, but because it is in the overstock section and not in the monthly release, it probably doesn't have as many available. So I'm going to have to keep my eye on that. Let's go ahead and look at the earrings. These are from Baroness X. These are also in the overstock section. These are $14, and they feature beautiful iridescent Swarovski crystals in crescent moon shapes and stars. So these caught my eye because As you probably can tell by my name, I like moons and celestial things, and yeah, these are very, very pretty. I could definitely see myself adding these to a number of outfits. So again, I'll just have to play it by ear and see if these are ones that I am going to fully commit to and buy or just admire from afar. But yeah, those are very, very pretty. Those are the Baroness X Cosmic Witch earrings. Digging into two of the duos. The first one is from Victorian Varnish. This is their Halloween duo. Oh, that is something that I forgot to mention, but for the month of September, not only do they have the monthly release, but they have Halloween 2024. So makers not only have their monthly release, but they can also release either one polish or, in this case, a duo for another part of the Hella Handmade creation. So this month's shop, when you combine them all together, is quite a bit larger than usual. But I have the duo from Victorian Varnish on my wish list. Tally Ho is a magnetic, and then Legend or Lore is a shearer polish, but the magnetic is described as a deepened bright orange base with red copper magnetic line when magnetized that reveals a stunning aurora shimmer in gold, green, aqua, and teal. Then Legend or Lore is a flaky bomb with a clear base and 3 different UCC flakies and a host of ghost flakies. And then just a note that some of the swatches are being shown over different bases, like this one here. This is obviously over a like oceany blue. Here is that magnetic pull, and you guys, this is like a perfectly fall magnetic polish. I love it. Here is that topper. It looks like this time it was layered over itself until it was mostly opaque. But yeah, both of these are just absolutely gorgeous. That magnetic was really what caught my attention in those pictures up there at the top. And then the more I was looking at the topper, the more I was like, yes, that one is actually quite beautiful too, and pretty unique because it does combine iridescent flakies with the multichrome, and there are 3 different kinds of UCC or multichrome. I'm actually not quite sure what the difference is. I almost always call these kind of flakies multichrome, but I think UCC is ultra chrome chameleon. But in any case, they're gonna shift, they're gonna have a bunch of different colors, and here I like that you can see it bare on the nail, on the pinky and pointer, and then on the other 2 over a white or off-white and over black. So this is gonna have rainbows on top of rainbows, and yeah, that magnetic though, that is perfection. That is fall in a bottle. Must have, must have. So this is capped at 100 pairs. Each bottle is 17 ml. That is one of the things I really enjoy about Victorian Varnish is you get a lot of polish. So that was their Halloween duo for $26 by Victorian Varnish. The second duo that is on my wish list comes from Phoenix Indie Polish. This is again their Halloween duo. So technically speaking, I only have a couple of polishes from the upcoming September release on my wish list, but this is their duo of Little Mouse and Grand High Witch. It is a capped pre-order. It will sell for $26. There's 150 capped on this pair, and they come in 11 ml bottles. So this is another polish and topper duo. So on this one, it's the polish that really caught my attention. I want to say that there was something about switching up which description went with what, but to me, Little Mouse fits perfectly with this polish because this one is described as a hot brown with violet to red shimmer. So if this is called Little Mouse or Grand High Witch, I'm actually not sure, but what makes the most sense to me is a brown would be the mouse polish, but what do I know? In any case, this polish is absolutely beautiful. I love the base. I love that contrast with that violet to red shimmer. It is absolutely stunning. Such a fall polish again. Here you can see a little bit more of that brown base, that hot brown base, almost leaning into like a brown leaning mustard, which is really interesting. And then next to it is, I think, the base with the topper. So the topper is described as a pink, golden, green iridescent flakes with black to red micro flakes. So again, a really beautiful combination. Here it is in different lighting. Yeah. Combo here is fall perfection yet again. So no wonder it is on my wish list because I am such a fall fan. I mean, that color, you guys. It is absolutely gorgeous. So that was Phoenix Indie Polish, their duo for Halloween. So yeah, basically the only brand that I have that is releasing the polishes for September is Cracked, and they too are releasing one for the September release and one for the Halloween shop. So the first one is Cracked Polish's offering for their Halloween shop called Clotted. It will sell for $13, come in a 15 ml bottle, and has a cap of 200 bottles. This one is inspired by the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, who's always saying off with their heads, and Clotted is described as a deep, warm red polish that's enriched with gold and copper shifting flakes and red shimmer. So this one is absolutely, again, right up my alley for a fall polish. It is a red, but I love that in a lot of lights it is coming off as this incredible orange. I am a huge orange fan, so I love that this is going to be a shifter depending on, again, your skin tone, lighting, and all of that. But wow, what a gorgeous color here. So this is another must grab for the month. It is beautiful. So that first polish from Cracked was Clotted, and then the only polish apparently that I have on my wish list from the September release is another Cracked polish. This is for the Love of Indie. It is going to sell for $13, come in a 15 ml bottle, and has a cap of 200 bottles. So for their first HHC collection, their first series is inspired by all things indie polish with going down the rabbit hole. So as indie polish fans, which I'm assuming most of you are, you'll know that that saying has been passed around for quite some time, where once you find indie polish, you've gone down the rabbit hole. Welcome to Wonderland. You are going to be inundated with all of the amazingness that is indie polish. It's just a different world completely from mainstream polish. And for their first offering, they are giving us For the Love of Indie, which is a dark blurple polish featuring matching soft magnetic blurple pigments, pink, purple, aqua shifting flakes, pink glitters, blue shimmers, and a mesmerizing purple shift. So this is right up my alley. It's purple and blue mixed together. It's got flakies, it's got magnetic, it's got all the things. It is quite beautiful. A lot of the swatchers that I saw do live applications of this didn't seem to do the magnetic part of this, but it was still absolutely gorgeous. And here you can see that magnetic line. It is going to be a little bit more subtle because it is sort of tone on tone. You're dealing with a blurple magnetic pull. But I love all the colors. I love that you can also see magenta or fuchsia in here. It is a beautiful mix. So this is another absolute must grab that really caught my attention right off the bat. I mean, wow, very pretty. I also have an order coming from Cracked Polish. They had a sale and a couple of special polishes released, I think towards the end of August. So I am excited to see those polishes. I even got a Prugley. So yeah, that is the last polish on my wish list for HHC. That was Cracked Polishes For the Love of Indie. Then on the 15th, KB Shimmer is releasing a pretty huge collection, and you guys, look at my wish list. This is wild. This is one of the first releases this month that has a crazy amount of polish on my wish list. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see about either whittling it down or just jumping full bore in, because there's so many beautiful colors here, and like I said, it's a huge collection. So for this one, their website doesn't have it up yet, but you can go to Polish with Ray here on YouTube. She has the entire collection swatched, or you can just do a search for the KB Shimmer Fall 2024 collection. A number of other swatchers also have it and show it live swatched. But even here, you can see it in her thumbnail. It is absolutely gorgeous. You have flakies, you have fall multi-chromes, you have more flakies, you have Corellis with flakies, you have shimmers, all the shifts. I mean, this was one of those collections where the first one I saw, I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty. And then the second one, my jaw was on the floor. And then the third one, my jaw was on the floor. And it just kept going and going and going and going. So yeah, such a beautiful collection. I definitely suggest checking out the live swatches to see all of the beautiful shifts and all of the goodies in that one, because yeah, wow. The ones on my wish list are basically all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. I think there might be 12 in the collection, and I have 10 on my wish list. So yeah, it's going to be wild. 2 of them are reflective, 2 of them are magnetic. And yeah, absolutely stunning polishes. Then moving on to the 16th of the month, Bee's Knees Lacquer has another release, and I have a number of polishes on my wish list there, as well as their mystery bags. For this one, again, their website is currently not open, but you can go to Caitlin Swatches. She has the Bee's Knees Lacquer video here. She live swatches it and shows it in all the amazing lights that she always does for her swatches. Thankfully for this collection, there are a number that were definitely not on my wish list. There are some shades that just weren't quite up my alley. But again, some beautiful ones. As you saw from my wish list, I had 5 polishes, 1 mystery bag. So technically 7 because the mystery bag comes with 2. But she does show a spoiler of what is possible to get in the mystery bags. So I definitely suggest checking out the spoilers if you want to see ideas of the formulas, because oftentimes they are in a similar formula across the board, just different variations and mixes of the colors. So that was the Bee's Knees Lacquer Beetlejuice collection. Then from September 18th to the 30th, we have a little box of horrors. Now, again, I tried to go to their website to show it to you guys because it was open a couple of days ago for wish listing, but they seem to have closed it down so that they could stock it and all of that. So I can't show you any images there, but if you're in the Facebook group for the Little Box of Horrors, there are spoilers there. The theme for that month is also Beetlejuice. So Beetlejuice seems to be coming out in a lot of collections this month, probably because of the sequel that was coming out. But up next, this is one that I just heard of. Mooncat announced their newest release coming out on the 20th. Now, there have been 0 spoilers. Well, technically 1 spoiler. Michelle, the maker of Mooncat, did show 1 polish, and it seems to be a peachy shimmer polish. But other than that, the theme, the collection name, and a bunch of other information has not been released or spoiled. I do wish we got previews of the collection well in advance so that we could do, due diligence and comparisons and see swatches and all of that instead of have 2 days to actually see the swatches. But in any case, I am excited to see what they're coming out with. Michelle said that it was going to be completely different than the other collections, that she was going for something very personal to herself. So I'm very curious to see what it is going to be. Next up, we have Kathleen & Co. They are doing a restock as well as a new collection. I think this is another one that you can see on Caitlin Swatches. Actually, I think it was Caitlin Swatches. I had to search for it. But yeah, here we go. I did watch Caitlin Swatches, and this one is a Tim Burton collection plus the Polish and Beauty Expo polishes. So the reason I couldn't find it on her channel right up front on the top was because this was released a couple of months ago for the Polish and Beauty Expo. And a lot of these, again, are on my wish list. I wish I could show you the swatches, but again, I definitely suggest looking up Caitlin Swatches' video because, again, she shows them off in all different sort of lighting situations and, of course, does the live swatches. And a lot of these are on my wish list as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them on my wish list. If they only knew the you that we know, Electric Lights on Strings, This is Halloween, Lovely Sally, I Spent So Long in the Darkness, and Handbook for the Recently Deceased are all on my wish list. And I probably could have added more, but as you've seen, this has already been a wild month for my wish list, so I was trying not to add too many, but there were definitely some gorgeous ones. Again, just from this thumbnail here, you can see a beautiful flaky. I think that was Lovely Sally over there on the left-hand side. That is that like pale blue with multichrome flakes in it. That is a stunning combination. As you could probably guess, a lot of those purples are on my wish list. Beautiful, beautiful collection. That is definitely one I'm excited to shop. Also coming out the 20th. Wow, the 20th is going to be a wild day. It had been the 13th. As you saw, we had 3 different brands releasing on the 13th, but Kathleen & Co. was also originally scheduled for the 13th, but I recently saw on Facebook that they had moved it. So now the 20th is the wild day because we have four brands: Mooncat, Kathleen & Co., Cuticula, and Polished for Days, all releasing on the 20th. And my goodness, lots of beautiful polish. So for Polished for Days, it is their Something Wicked collection. These are absolutely beautiful. I just saw these swatched on Caitlin Swatches again. The Polished for Days ones has some incredible colors. Ghost at the Gate is the purple with green and gold flakes. Grave Consequences is a really beautiful, I think that was a brown base with a green to blue shifting shimmer. It is stunning. Mean Ghouls is like a jelly with flakes that are iridescent as well as black flakes. Eternal Glow is a really beautiful like lavender with a sunset glow. I love that from Polished for Days. Sleepy Hollow is one of the must grabs, even though all of these are on my wish list, because it is an orange. And I've said it before, but orange is one of my favorite colors, like right next to purple, basically. Purple, orange, and blue, oddly enough, I think are up there in my top 3 favorites. But this has a really unusual combination. It's got the holographic flakes as well as a shifting shimmer that's in this purpley blue. It is absolutely wild and beautiful. And then we have Boo Book, which is there at the end. That is a dark, I think like berry shade, which I think is the one that was described as being like a Goblins and Ghoulies sibling. So you have the similar polish in the shift, but a different base color. So all of these are on my wish list. This is another instance where I'm probably going to end up getting the entire collection because holy moly, it is just gorgeous. But yeah, if you want to see live swatches of that one, Caitlin Swatches does have it here on her channel. Then speaking of Caitlin Swatches and Cuticula, which is the other release coming out on the 20th, Caitlin has a collaboration with them that is SpongeBob themed. So I am an elder millennial. I was born in 82, so I was not of the age of millennials that watched SpongeBob. So for me personally, SpongeBob doesn't hold any particular sentimentality or anything. I don't think I've ever watched a singular episode of it in my entire life, but it's always exciting to see other people excited about a theme, and she was really excited about this collection, and there are a number of polishes on that collab that are on my wish list. So for my wish list, I ended up with I think 4 from the SpongeBob collection, and then also releasing that same day from Cuticula is the Spine Chilling Trio, I think it was called. So I have Everything is Chrome in the Future. That's from the SpongeBob collection. You're Not Handsome, You're a Hunk. That's the pink, which is right there in the swatch there. That is You're Not Handsome, You're a Hunk. Then No Buns, No Patties. That one is like one of my top picks from this collection. You can see it there in the upper corner. That is that darker, like vibrant pink. It is so stunning. Then Creepin' It Real, I believe, is from the Spine Chilling Trio. Haunt Your Heart Out is also from the Spine Chilling Trio. And then Chocolate with Nuts, it's like chocolate with nuts or something like that, is the brown from the SpongeBob collection. And that one is there right above Caitlin's head. And that one was last to be added because I wasn't too sure I would like the gold particles in it, but it is a really beautiful, almost like plummy leaning brown. And as I mentioned before, browns have definitely been growing on me, especially for the fall season. So I wanted to add that to my wish list as well. So big plug for Caitlin Swatches. I'm sure if you are watching my channel, I'm sure you've heard of Caitlin Swatches as well, because she's one of the bigger polish YouTube swatchers. But yeah, she's a great place to check out upcoming releases and live swatches and all of that. And I just double checked, the Smidgen of Us box is actually not opening for September. They are in October. So I think they used to be monthly. I think they changed to every other month. But in any case, that is what I know of that is releasing for the month of September. Like I said, it's quite a doozy of a release, especially on today, the 13th, and then the 20th. Lots of different brands releasing a lot of beautiful colors. Now, I will say this is not even including the Holo Taco release, which I completely forgot to mention, but I'm sure you guys have all heard of the release. I think it was Dark Academia that they released, which had 2 different collections sort of together, both with the Dark Academia theme. And again, you can search on YouTube for those swatches if you haven't seen them already, but let's go ahead and just see. They were already released and available. So here is the Dark Academia collection. You can get 2 different bundles. The grad school bundle is the special effects bundle, and then the undergrad bundle is the creams collection. So it's very interesting that they chose to sort of split it up that way, but a lot of swatchers also have this one available to see live swatches of on YouTube. But yeah, that was just another one that I thought of that I forgot to add to my release calendar. But I don't know that I have any really that screamed by me. So I think for Holo Taco, I am safe from getting any from this release. But in any case, hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Or maybe not so helpful if you ended up with a bunch on your wish list like I did. But yeah, if you know of any other releases, feel free to let me know down below. I know I do try to keep track of things, but as I've said in other videos, it can be overwhelming to try to keep track of every single release. But at the same time, it's nice to know of them so that you can make your choices and, pick the ones that mean the most to you, whether it's the theme that you like, the inspiration, the colors, the finishes, etc. But yeah, if you know of any other releases, let me know down below. And as always, hopefully you guys had a good time hanging out with me and talking nail polish. If you're new, do think about hitting that little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you next time.